Hey everyone, welcome back to your weekly market summary, where we break down this week in finance so you can stay ahead of the curve. This week was marked by record highs in gold, the Indian rupee inching around old lows against the dollar, and global economic jitters keeping investors alert. Let's jump into the key highlights. Starting with gold and silver. Gold prices in India soared to new highs. As of Oct 17, 24-carat gold hit around 1 lakh 33,770 rupees per 10 grams. And on Oct 18, Dhanteras Day, numbers show around 13,278 rupees per gram. 1,32,780 rupees per 10 gram for 24K. The rally was driven by renewed global uncertainty, trade tensions, safe haven demand, and in India, robust festival coin demand. Silver also picked up steam. While exact nationwide numbers are less consistent, the metals chain reported silver gains and solid industrial demand. What to note? Even though gold is expensive, investors are still buying ahead of festivals. But the high premiums, domestic versus global, could mean caution is warranted. So if you're planning to invest in gold this week, maybe consider averaging in rather than going all in at the peak. Now let's talk about the currency market, specifically the USD INR pair. The rupee traded in a range around 88 rupees per US dollar, with minor improvements after interventions and trade talk optimism. For example, on Oct 13, the rate was approx 88.67. By Oct 16 to 17, data shows a slight recovery, with the rupee getting some footing above 88. Global headwinds, oil import costs, outflows, continue to weigh on the rupee. What to note? The rupee seems to be stabilizing for now, but upside risk remains if global risk-off sets in, i.e., dollar strengthens, yields spike. For your planning, if you're exposed to imported assets or global portfolios, the rupee staying above 88 means currency tail risk remains in play. On the global front, this week's tone was one of cautious optimism. Key drivers: elevated US inflation, trade tensions, central bank commentary. These factors sustained the appeal of safe havens, helping gold, but weighing on risk assets. Domestically, markets were mixed. While festive demand boosted certain sectors, broader equity momentum remained subdued given macro uncertainty. In short, while the allure of safe assets is high, growth-linked assets remain under watch for signs of economic sluggishness. Now, let's look at what's coming up for next week. Here are the key data events to watch. The next wave of US macro data, GDP inflation, could shift dollar yield dynamics. India's trade and forex data, especially flows and reserves, which may hint at rupee support. Oil price moves. Any spike above Tier 90 BBL could pressure India's import bill and the rupee. Earnings and corporate updates, particularly from sectors tied to global demand and consumption. If global yields ease and risk appetite improves, we could see gold consolidating and the rupee strengthening modestly. On the flip side, if macro surprises turn negative, expect gold to surge further and the rupee to slip. That wraps up this week's market summary. If you found this useful, do like, share, and of course subscribe. And make sure to catch our daily shorts where we cover quick hits on gold, silver, and the rupee. This is Fin Talks, helping you stay smarter with your money. See you next week.